Hey guys, Scare9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the huge teaser trailer that we just got for the Warmind expansion and the correlating streams that we're going to be getting leading up to the expansion over the next couple of weeks. Now in this trailer we are presented with absolutely gigantic amounts of information. It's only 30 seconds long, but there is so much awesome stuff stuffed into this trailer, so I thought doing a breakdown like this would be very helpful for you guys, just so we know what we can expect going into the streams and into the DLC. So let's just go ahead and get into this. So in the very first couple of seconds, we are given confirmation that an old favorite exotic of the Destiny community is returning with this expansion, and that is going to be the OG Suros regime. Now I would like to point out that this is actually the black version that we got with Taken King. For some reason they are giving us that skin and not the original white, blue, and red version, although I would not be surprised at all if that is an ornament that you can get through Eververse and Bright Engrams in Season 3. Now the next thing right after this, if you are very careful, you can see a gigantic structure starting to come out of the buildings that the Guardians are looking at. I am hypothesizing that this is some type of giant hive and that this will be our final boss in this DLC. It might be a worm like we see on Titan. I'm not really sure. You can just see the very tip of it. They very intentionally cut away so you could not see what's destroying this building. But because we do kind of get confirmation that this DLC will be more hive based, I am thinking this is going to be some type of giant hive. Now in the next scene we get to see a bunch of thrall coming up from the ground, and one thing I would like to notice is that they are actually all covered in ice. Now throughout the trailer we get to see a lot of scenes with hive. Some of them have ice on them, some of them don't, and I'm just wondering if this is going to be significant. Do they have different attacks? Do they apply this ice to us so maybe we move a little bit more slowly? We know that mechanic is already in the game from the Dawning event, so I don't think it would be too difficult for Bungie to make it if one of these hive walk up and melee you actually get some type of slowing effect because you are now covered in ice or something like that. Now in the next scene we get confirmation that this is going to take place in the Hellas Basin on Mars. Now if you go ahead and take a look at the picture I've put on screen, you will see that the Hellas Basin is actually not on the pole of Mars, but near the top of it, and it is known to be able to be frozen over. So in some of the promo pictures we have seen kind of ice and glaciers and stuff like that. That is not uncommon for this area. If you want to read more about the Hellas Basin, I'll actually have a Universe Today article linked in the description. I'm a sciencey guy, I love reading up on this stuff, so if you respect the sciences as much as I do, you can go check that out down there. Now in the next couple of clips we learn that this is not only a Warmind expansion on Mars, this isn't only Rasputin, this is actually a Clovis Bray facility as well, which is very interesting. We don't really have too many connections between the two. We know that Clovis Bray used Warminds and stuff like that, but up until this point we really didn't have confirmation that Clovis Bray would actually have anything to do with this expansion. Maybe we will end up seeing Anna Bray like a lot of people thought we would after all, which is very interesting. Then in the next scene we actually get some looks at amazing looking Warmind themed armor, which I do think relate to something else we are going to talk about in a second. Next up, in the next couple of scenes, we actually get confirmation of a brand new mode coming to Destiny, which I think might be Destiny's version of a Horde mode called Escalation Protocol. Now this is hive based, and it might be where we get this sweet new Warmind armor and a couple of the weapons that we see in this as well. And a lot of people are thinking it's going to be something like Prison of Elders or Archon's Forge, but I am very much thinking that this is going to be somewhere between that and an actual Horde mode, because if you look at the objectives that you can see on screen, it says clear the hive before the time expires, and then the next big indicator, round 6. So I'm thinking that each round you go, you get progressively less time, and the hive become more and more difficult, and of course more enemies spawn, and essentially it's a race to see who can kill the most hive in the least amount of time, and overall get to the highest round. I think that would be awesome. Now I don't know if the hive are going to be the only enemy type featured in this new mode. They are the only thing that we actually get to see in this trailer, but it's very possible that we actually get other enemy types as well. But either way, I'm really hoping this is going to be a really awesome addition to the Destiny universe. Even if it ends up just being something small like Archon's Forge, that'd be awesome, but I'm really hoping that it's just a staple activity, it's really awesome, and it has great rewards, and I cannot wait to learn more about it. Now that being said, I do think that all the Warmind armor is actually going to come from this activity, because I am still expecting the new raid layer to be Cabal themed. I was wondering how they were going to work into the Rasputin connection to the Leviathan. They're planets and hundreds of thousands of miles away. It would be really interesting to see how they actually manage to connect the two, too. But if we just keep the third installment of the Leviathan raid as Cabal themed, and we actually just deal with something else for Callus, maybe take care of something else on the ship, maybe actually go and confront him himself, that would make a lot of people mad because we wouldn't get these themed armor sets towards the DLC. So by including an extra mode like this where you get rewards with extra armor and weapons that are very powerful and themed after the DLC, you enable yourself to continue telling the story of the Leviathan. Now that's not saying the raid later won't have anything to do with the main story mode. However, I personally would not be surprised if it does not at all. And the final new thing for this teaser is going to be a brand new solar staff or spear based relic, it looks like. At first I thought this was going to be an exotic sword, but it is very obvious after you take a second to look at it that it definitely seems more of a relic type thing, kind of like the axes or Crota's swords or the hive husks or things like that, that we will need to use in certain situations to open some doors or defeat some enemies that can only be damaged with this, or just to make us more powerful in general. Now it also looks like whenever you are in the air and going down to smash the ground like the Death from Above Striker, you actually absorb damage, or at least it makes it look like that, and then maybe whenever you hit the ground, you actually do more damage dependent on how much damage you take while you are in the air, which would be really cool. Once again, just speculation, but the animations really do make it look like this. So that is all of the brand new information we learned from this teaser trailer. There's so much. I can't wait to get home tomorrow and break down the stream for you guys as well. I'm so freaking excited for all of this. Let me know what you are most excited for down in that comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and share it with your friends to hype up the brand new Warmind DLC. If you guys are interested in watching either of the two videos on screen, you can click their respective invitations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed for more awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.